Throughout human history, we have been dependent on machines to survive.
Marketing Tech Blog.
You know, I look more like Buddha than Mahatma, so I have a lot more in common with him. We have a ton on the Marketing Tech Blog this last week. Some things that I want you to check out. Smart File. So you guys have heard of Box and Dropbox and everything to be able to share files, but Smart File right here out of Indianapolis, which is cool, a nice startup.
Interesting.
You can actually white label it, and then you can have an enterprise system, so you can have multiple people sharing different things. So instead of everybody having their own individual, type thing. So it's more of a company, and it's secure. They have all of the necessary regulatory pieces with it. So great guys too.
Is that part of a company or a sole?
No, that's a company just by itself. Smart File. Smartfile.com. Robbie Slaughter actually did a guest post on us, and of course he talked about the social media crisis response during the Boston Marathon. Right. So it was funny because I actually retweeted where someone said, "Oh my God, all the social media guys are now writing blog posts," and so I purposely didn't, which is what his blog post is kind of about, is not responding with a response.
Not everybody needs to talk about it, right?
Tiered effect, right?
Yeah, and that's really the message. Is sometimes it's good just to be quiet, and that's what I wanted to do personally. We have a great infographic, a fascinating graphic on the evolution of logos. I think a lot of people get hung up on their logo and they want to keep it, and it's got some. They've had it for so long that they don't want to give it up.
But not you, right?
Not us. We have a new logo,
Nice.
and we published it out there too. But even large companies are constantly refining their logos, constantly, and sometimes it's small tweaks. But take a look at it. It brings you through a number of brands. A company that we're probably going to start working with here soon, SWIP. SWIPP.
SWIP.
Yeah, really cool technology. So you know how you have all these social buttons and it's likes and retweets and everything else. The problem is there's no downside to those, right? You can't unlike something or say it's bad or whatever. So what SWIP has done is basically made kind of a portable scale. So 0 through 10, so that you can actually show a level of sentiment. So, if you like that, maybe you like it, but you don't like it that much. So it's a 6, or a 10. And so they have this androgynous icon that's neither a man nor a woman, and
it's Pat.
It's Pat, exactly. That smiles big or smiles small.
Sure.
But SWIP is starting to take off, and they actually have a business offering now, and it's a great way for companies. What they want to do is basically become this social intelligence platform that whether people don't like or like what you're writing about, what you're talking about, your products, your services, etc.
My first thought about that, and I'm sure other people would think the same thing, is do I have to add another social icon to my page now?
So yes and no. No, in that you can just download the SWIP app and do a search for any topic and basically give your feedback on it. So they maintain their own database from that standpoint.
Cool.
Yes, if you want to basically embed it, on a page, yes, you have to do that, and that's where we're going to be working with them on how to make that easier.
Awesome.
Hey, did you ever come across that new social media metric called Notch?
No.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later. Sorry.
No, let's talk about that next week. That's awesome.
Grenade!
Yeah, great. Yeah. Squirrel. We have a guest post on 5 insights social data can reveal for your business.
Okay.
So again, trying to dig deeper, not just likes and retweets and follows. What is this data actually telling you that you can have actionable results on? What influences purchase decisions? We have a fantastic infographic out there, and it's from Big Commerce. If you guys haven't seen Big Commerce, wow, they are just taking off. They have like 60,000
websites,
sites or something like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
They have built-in marketing, built-in remarketing. Is it
a subscription plan for small business owners?
Yeah, it's a subscription plan for running your e-commerce online. So I think the median is about $79 a month on on it or something.
It's a low-cost insertion point. It's still
Yeah.
you're still tethered to its proprietary
Sure.
stuff, and you can't really extract it. But it's a great tool
Yeah.
for small business.
Yeah, exactly. If you want to get something off the ground and get it done well,
Yep.
it's great. So they just talked about what influences a purchase decision, which is an important element. A lot of people don't realize that there's a lot of behavior involved with when people actually click purchase. You might have made the decision early through social media and reviews and everything else, but getting that person to click is the event. That's what you're looking for.
That's right.
And regardless of the site, right? It doesn't even have to be e-commerce. It's whether someone's going to click a download button or whatever. We've done some testing on our own site where just the color and shading of a button can have a huge difference in the number
Consumers
of
are
people.
fickle. They
Yeah.
are truly
Yeah,
fickle.
yeah, they are. So check out that infographic. It really goes through a lot of details.
You're listening to Edge of the Web Radio with Douglas Karr from Marketing Tech Blog.
We have, I kind of did a rant on understanding the value of influence. And it actually started with a company had come to us and asked us about helping them promote their brand, you know, and the conversation got down to, you know, how much effort we were going to put into that and what the cost was, you know, as far as that. And they didn't have a lot of money. So we were talking about, you know, an actual trade of percentage of company for, you know, how much we helped them. And they were awestruck at that. They said, oh my God, you know what? All you're going to do is, you know, phone a couple people or email a couple people or write a couple blog posts. That's, you know, that only takes a few minutes. Why would we possibly do that?
Right.
And so what I wrote this blog post on was what these guys don't realize was in order to make that phone call, in order to write that blog post where people can listen to it, in order to write that email where someone's going to respond, it's taken me 20 years to build up this reputation and authority. And I've invested millions into this.
Boy, I like that.
And I'm sure all the marketers would thank you right now because you're one of the few voices out there that are defending and have to educate the clients on this problem.
Yeah. And so, you know, as you're thinking about working with like I tell a lot of people, there's some great branding agencies here in town, but one that's well known is like Christian Anderson, right? And Christian, and so when you're working with Christian Anderson, you're not just working with someone who's going to design a logo.
No.
You're actually working with a firm that has investors watching them and an audience and a number of huge companies. They take care of Groupon, they take care of a bunch of other ones. And so it's not just the fact that you're getting, you know, a new brand.
Right.
It's the fact that you're getting this entire network that he brings with it that's going to pay attention to you when you do rebrand yourself and get yourself out there. And that's worth a lot more money. You can go crowdsource your logo for $250, you know, or you can invest, you know, 5 figures and have a brand that's actually going to be successful. And a lot of people just don't understand that value. They look at work as these segments of hours and minutes, not results.
Right.
So,
Absolutely.
so the lesson to businesses out there is there are people out there that have your audience. They already own them. They have a blog, they have a radio show, they have a whatever, and you want to get to that audience. That's why we're working together.
That's right.
Marketing Tech Blog wanted to get to the Site Strategics audience and wanted to get this information out there. So I'm buying influence, you know, there. And that's okay. That's a good investment. And people need to learn that that's a good investment. And it's part of the social media, you know, the whole economy is that there are people out there that own the people that you want to talk to. Well, pay them and you can talk to them. And
you can't commoditize it.
No.
If you compare apples to apples, honestly, you're losing the perspective. There's value behind services that have been cultivated over a long period of time.
Yeah, absolutely, and it did take a long. A couple others, Review Inc. If you're a medical or if you are a restaurant and you're worried about reviews, these guys have actually built an interface that monitors all of the review sites and alerts you. And then they've built a reverse system that makes it easier for your clients for you to collect reviews and get them out there.
Nice.
So check that out. And then last one is Short Stack put out a great infographic on what makes a perfect Facebook contest application.
Oh, cool.
And so all the different dynamics that go into that to make that
Stack's
successful.
a great app.
Yeah. Great app, and another one that's really taken off.
Yeah.
So I think they're an authorized Facebook developer, so they're in tight with them. So
Yeah,
good
we've
one.
been an adopter for about 1 or 2 years, actually.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Excellent. Well,